Raided a popular sneaker shop, Cool Kicks, L.A., this week in Santa Monica, leading to the felony arrest of owner Adil Shams. Partially captured via live stream, the raid shocked the sneaker community and sparked questions about allegedly stolen merchandise.
KTLA's Chris Wolf is live in the Fairfax district with the latest. Chris.
Yeah, good evening, Cher and Micah. The Cool Kick store is located right here along bustling Melrose Avenue. Staffers did not want to talk to us tonight, and that is understandable. However, the company did release a statement about this criminal case. From kicks to cuffs, what is happening with a popular athletic footwear business that provides sneakers to the stars?
Brand new, chat, brand new box.
Cool Kicks is located along trendy Melrose Avenue in the Fairfax district. A company warehouse is located in Santa Monica, and that's where, according to reports, an LAPD commercial crimes unit specializing in fraud and counterfeit goods cases conducted a raid Thursday. The LAPD says officers took 4 people into custody, and records show one of them is CEO and co-founder Adil Shams. He was booked in connection with a felony charge of receiving known stolen property over $950. Shams was live streaming while auctioning off merchandise when cops closed in for the operation.
Chat, I don't know what the is happening. Did somebody swat us?
Shams initially thought it was a case of swatting, a hoax in which a person calls 911 to falsely report a crime in progress at a certain location.
I like to reserve judgment a lot of times when I see stuff like this happen, because the charge is receiving stolen property. According to the news and according to all of my research and the things that I've been doing, the charge is basically receiving stolen property over $900 or $950. Now, in California, that has now become a much bigger problem, because legislation has been voted in to basically start criminalizing people, because prior to that, people would just steal, they wouldn't get any prosecution or anything like that. But it was a big spectacle, you know what I'm saying? And so they had a bunch of agents out there to arrest them and all of that. But it could literally be as small as somebody else stole something from somebody else and then they wind up reselling it or selling it to him at that shop. Or he could be engulfed in something that's a lot bigger. However, only reason it's getting this level of visibility is because, you know what I'm saying, he's leveraged or managed to be able to make a content out of this whole situation, which blew him up. And so his marketing strategy and the things that he's been able to do, working it, leveraging social media, all of that other type of stuff, that has allowed for him to gain a lot of popularity in the shoe culture and the sneaker culture. I actually was going and checking some threads and seeing what was happening and with different people's comments with regard to it. And people are really, really wishing for his downfall. I don't understand that part. I don't understand the part where people want somebody to lose. Now, if he did something that he wasn't supposed to do, cool. You know, then that's when you can, you know, say whatever it is that you want to say or pass judgment or anything like that. But why are people wishing on somebody else's downfall, regardless of whether you care for them or not? Some people, I was looking at it on the threads and they were saying, yeah, this is what's wrong with the culture. This is what's wrong with sneaker culture, access, and they be buying up everything and stuff like that. And I don't know how true that is with regard to Cool Kicks. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, I've heard of them before. I used to be an avid collector. I still got a lot of shoes that I've never worn before. But I don't wish jail on anybody. I don't wish for anybody to lose their businesses. I don't wish death on anybody. And so those 3 things, you know, if I don't rock with you or I don't like you, I just don't follow you or I don't check your content or I don't shop at your store or whatever like that. But I don't wish for anybody to have anything negative happen to them. I wouldn't want, you know, that to happen to anybody. So anything that you wouldn't want done to you is what you wouldn't wish on somebody else. But again, I'm reserving judgment, because the one thing that I've realized, whether you're talking about the cases with Diddy or anybody, is that the rush to judgment and the court of public opinion often at times will have you cast as the bad guy. And what won't happen is that people won't come back and say, you know what, I was off on that or I was wrong on that. they just move on to the next story, or they stand 10 toes down and then say, well, if you didn't get caught for this, or if you wasn't guilty on this, what about all of the other stuff that we think that you did and all of that stuff? So, yeah, man, it's messed up that, you know, his business is under fire, but he'll probably be all right. If he generated enough revenue, he get a decent lawyer, he should be okay.
One to falsely report a crime in progress at a certain location. But it was the real deal for this business owner, hauled away along with dozens of pairs of Nike shoes.
They got all kind of employees in there, and they confiscating property.
In fact, KTLA's technology guru, Rich DeMuro, profiled Adil Shams in a recent segment of Rich on Tech.
Adil Shams is CEO and co-founder of Cool Kicks, a well-known buy, sell, and trade sneaker shop.
15 years ago, I went to a yard sale, found a...
He probably got some enemies out there that's trying to do him dirty, to be honest with you. It's a lot of competition, especially when you get into retail.
A box of used Jordans, cleaned them up, sold them on eBay, made some money, and then ever since then, I've just been into the hobby.
Okay, here's the statement. Take a look. Quote, yesterday, the LAPD impounded a small allotment of Nike sneakers that Cool Kicks purchased and received within the last 48 hours, alleging that the merchandise was stolen. The news came as a complete shock to our entire team. Neither Cool Kicks leadership nor our staff had any knowledge or reason to believe that these products were stolen. We entered into this purchase in good faith, as we always have, committed to running an honest business built on integrity and trust. It is important to clarify there have been no allegations whatsoever from law enforcement that any of the products were counterfeit.
So they're not selling counterfeit products. That's another thing that people was trying to allege and say that was going on. They're not selling counterfeit products. And apparently some stolen product, which it could have came from anywhere. It could have came from somebody's personal collection. It could have came from a robbery. It could have came from anywhere. Apparently, they bought a lot, right? And what a lot of people don't understand is that a lot of shoes, not a lot of shoes, but a lot of shoes is basically an entire collection, or it could be a whole bunch of pairs at the same time, right? And usually you get a better deal because you're buying more at the same time, in which they then mark them up and resell them, and that's how they make their profit, in addition to how they market, right? So a lot of people buy it from Cool Kicks just to say, yo, I got this from Cool Kicks. And it's just a part of the community, right? And so basically what they are saying, and I'm pretty sure that they're working with the police, and so to find out who the culprit was that sold it to them and all of this stuff, what they are saying is that they mistakenly purchased stolen products from somebody that sent it to them. And some people are automatically going to say, well, yeah, they probably dealing in dirty, but I don't think so, because nobody in their right minds that had this level of visibility is going to put their business on the line for a small lot of stolen products. Nobody is going to do that. And that doesn't make sense. It could be anybody. It could be somebody that worked for Foot Locker. It could be a bunch of stuff. So again, I always like to reserve judgment before I just condemn and just throw people under the bus. And I want to see the video. I want to see the evidence. I want to see what people is being charged for. I want to see all of that. Yeah, that'd be fine. I don't think this is going to be a big deal. I'm trying to figure out why they had the chopper out for Cool Kicks. You know what I'm saying? Had the whole LAPD lineup. They need to be out there chasing people that's killing people out there on the streets. Let me know what y'all think inside of the comments. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Teach Hanley, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later. Peace.